Hey guys, today we're going to look at sine graphs and how we would create a sine graph. So we're going to start by looking at this given example that I have here. And it says, what is a reasonable estimate for each value? And you can verify with a calculator. So we're going to look at sine of 2, the sine of 2. All right, now, if you'll look here, this 2, that's going to be the value that's on your x-axis. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the x-axis here. When we look at the x-axis and we go to the number 2, okay, on the x, you can see I have it labeled right here in this diagram. So if we go to the number 2, you can see that that means we're looking at this point right here. That's the point we're looking at for the sine of 2, okay? When we look at that point, the sine of 2 looks like it is roughly, it's not quite up to 1 yet. So if you wanted to kind of draw a line across here, we're not quite to 1. So it looks like we're roughly around 0.8, 0.9. So let's try 0.8 or 0.9. We can give a rough estimate, okay? So let's verify this with the calculator. Now, in order to use your calculator, you're going to have to make sure that you're in radian mode. So on my calculator, I can check here and go here to make sure I'm in radian mode. If you're using the scientific calculator online, the Desmos scientific calculator, there's a button that you'll click, and right now, usually when it opens up, it shows degree, DEG, and then you can change it to radian, okay, or AD. So you want to be in radian mode, and I'm going to put in sine of 2. All right, we get 0.909. So we were right. It is 0.9. So it wasn't this one. It was the 0.9 one. Okay, and that would be more accurate because we're really close to that number 1. All right, let's do the sine of pi. Okay, you can see that pi is labeled here. So you can see that for pi, that's going to be this dot right here. Well, the y value on the x-axis is 0. So the sine of pi is 0. Let's check and see if we're right. Sine of pi is 0. We are correct. Okay, sine of 3. So now let's go to 3. Right here's where 3 is. If we go up to the point of our graph at 3, then we can see that that is roughly, if we come across here, the sine of 3 is going to be roughly 0.1. So we're going to say 0.1 here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go type that in and see if we're right. So let's see if the sine of 3, it's 0.14. So if we do 0.1, we're roughly accurate, okay? And for the last one, the sine of 3 pi over 2, okay, so this time we're going to 3 pi over 2, which is here. This is 3 pi over 2. So if we draw a line down from 3 pi over 2, that means we're roughly here. Okay, so if we go out from there, we are at -1. So the sine of 3 pi over 2, let's type that in. The sine of 3 pi over 2. And we do get -1. So when you look at the graph, you can do a rough estimate, but you can also type these in your calculator to see exactly what they are. If you have any questions or if you don't know how to use your calculator, let me know and I can help you with that.